My name is Jamaya Ivory, and this is the Clinton Arrows podcast.
Tell me your name. Tell me a little bit about yourself. You're a junior, is that right?
Yes.
Okay, so tell me your name and tell me who you are.
My name is Jamaya Ivory. I'm a junior at Clinton High School. Here at Clinton High School, I'm involved in extracurricular activities and multiple clubs all throughout the campus. One big thing about me is my love for people, and I really love helping people, and, just being that person that everybody feels as if they can come to.
Yeah, and I know you come from a good family because I know your mom, know your dad, all the good stuff. But also, didn't we see you earlier this semester out on the football field during homecoming? So tell me a little bit about homecoming. What were you during that?
Homecoming, I was on the court last year and this year, and I'm not gonna lie, it was very stressful. It was a stressful couple of months getting everything ready, but it was really nice to know that like your class votes for you, and they look up to you. So it's kind of like they're like, oh my God, and then like the kids in the stands, they see you and they say like, I want to do that one day. And so that's kind of what drove me to be like, I actually love doing this. Like the first time I was like, oh, I don't think I could do this again. But then I was like, other people look up to it, and I really enjoyed that people can look at me and be like, okay, I want to do that when I get older. Or when they listen to my bio, they're like, God, leave your bio alone.
Yeah.
And I want them to be able to say, I want a bio like that. I want them to be involved as much as I am.
Yeah, so that's kind of one of the things that I thought was so cool, kind of looking into this, because the two stories that we're talking about here, a lot of times when you get to school, you find the list of clubs, you join some of the clubs, you're involved in pretty much all of them, but you had the idea to start a new club. So tell me, what is the club that you wanted to start, and kind of what is it about?
Okay, so the club that I've started is named BEAM, which means Building Eager, Ambitious Minds, and it's a mental health club. And I kind of wanted to start this club because I think being in high school, or even before you get to high school, you go through so much that people don't know about. And this is from personal experience and just from like my friends coming to tell me things, or anything like that. So mental health is very important to like even in school. Like if you come to school depressed every day, or you got things going on at home, and you may come to school smiling every day. Nobody truly knows what you go through. And so I kind of wanted to create a safe space, but also a space to where you can get knowledge about those things to kind of avoid yourself from going in that deep hole before you get too low where you can't feel like you can't get back up.
So kind of tell me a little bit more, because I know sometimes over, especially the last, let's say, decade, mental health has been kind of a throwaway word. You put it out there, people get to say, oh, they're caring about their mental health, but they've just used it. You said that your club is exploring options of how students can actually work on themselves, but also on their friends. Tell me, how are you doing that with your club?
Okay, so right now I'm collaborating with my sponsor, Miss McKinnon, and the counselor, Miss Dana Wright. She's really been big help with me. She's connecting through colleges, getting some professors to maybe try to come speak. One big event that we're talking about right now is hosting like a mental health, I don't want to say like, how like you go to like an event and it's like you can go to different tables.
Yeah, almost like a fair, almost like a career fair.
Yeah, so it was kind of going to be something like that, and each table is going to be an emotion.
Okay.
And then so you'll learn about each emotion and kind of how you can do stuff to learn about it, and kind of how you can do stuff to better yourself in that particular event.
Yeah, so you're working on yourself, making sure that you're equipped with how to handle option X, option Y, and option Z.
Or even one thing that she was telling me when we was talking about it, and I didn't really pay much attention to it. She was like when I was in the process of making it, I was like, I was scared. I was like, this is big. This is other people's emotions.
Yeah.
This is something that people can come tell me, and I have to tell somebody. And so my biggest thing was, I didn't want nobody to like not trust me or tell me things because they know I have to like, it's required for me to tell somebody else. But one thing she was like saying is, you can't control that, but you also don't know people's traumas. So like we can literally be talking about a dog, and this one person could totally lose their cool because they didn't even know that they had that trauma. So she kind of was just talking about things like that, and some events that we could talk about to kind of further their knowledge and what their traumas are, and to better help them specifically, which is why we meet like bi-weekly, and then the opposite weeks is like straight counselor and student interactive time.
So I'm sure that you had some support behind you when you wanted to start this club. Who were those people that were kind of helping you along the way, and what kind of advice did they give you?
Definitely my best friends, Kyla and Kayla, and my mom, and Miss Wright, and Miss McKinnon. So they were Miss McKinnon. I was kind of we was literally in class. Like, we had finished our lesson for the day. And I was like, Miss McKinnon, I really want to start this club. And I was just going on and on about it. She said, you know what? Let's do it. And my thing was always like, I'm scared to fail. Like, I think that's like by far my biggest thing. But
I'll give you a secret to what all the adults. That's exactly our biggest fear as well. So that's kind of growing into it, which is spectacular that you're hitting it head on and creating a club to help with it. But you were kind of scared to fail.
Yes, I was scared to fail, and my mom was kind of like, you don't know if you're gonna fail if you don't try it. So she was kind of like, I'm not gonna say jump in head first, but she was like, just give it a try, and whatever fails, fails. You learn from failure. Failure is not the end of the world. If you fail, get back up and try again. There's always another way. It's always different routes to go.
So starting it, again, you had that internal fear, you had those supporting you, but you eventually had to get to the point where you met with the principal, and then it had to go to the board. So starting something new is kind of intimidating, I'd say, but how did you handle that pressure when you finally got to say, let's go and talk to Dr. Fortenberry about that? What was going through your mind when you did that?
Okay, so I sat on the thought for about a year.
Okay.
Like, about starting it, I sat on it. And I was like, like when I was talking to Miss McKinnon about it, I was really dead set on it. Over the summer, I thought about it. And when I made a PowerPoint about it. And I was like, I swear, I redid the PowerPoint like 10 times. And my mom was just like, you just got to go with it and believe in yourself. And, she really was just like pushing and telling me, I got it. And so I feel like situations like that are what drove me to be like, this isn't a joke anymore.
Right.
Like, mental health is no joke. And it's not, I'm not going to say it's not a topic that gets talked about enough, because people talk about it, but I don't think people truly understand how much it affects a person. Like, something that happened today can affect you 30 years from now, and you won't even think about, oh, this is why it happened, or this is the background of why I feel the way I feel. Certain things like that made me be like, I want you to be able to understand and have the support system to know, like, hey, if I need help or I'm really bad with my anxiety, I can go to Jamaya, or I can go to the counselor, I can come to Beam, and I know that she's gonna talk to me and they're gonna listen. And I also have a leadership team, which has to get approved by the principal as well. So I want it to be a very safe space where everybody feels welcome and like they can learn what they need to learn without coming in feeling like this is depressed. Like,
right.
If that makes sense.
What did you learn about yourself through this process of the leadership side of you, of, again, formulating something, getting it together, getting it approved, and then implementing it with your friends? What did you learn about yourself in the leadership realm?
One thing I learned about myself is, even though my biggest fear is failure, it's okay to fail sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you're gonna fail in life. You're gonna not be the best at everything. But I think one thing I learned about myself is my genuine love for people is not surface level at all. Like, I can literally meet somebody and I'll be like, oh my God, I love you. And mom be like, you just met her. How do you love her? I be like, I literally love you. And so that's another thing. I feel like my love for just people in general is like something that I'm not going to say I learned about myself, but kind of it really hit me harder when I started my own club, realizing that, okay, this is serious, like, and it's okay to fail. And I would tell anybody that it's okay to fail. Like, it's not the end of the world. And just trust in God's journey, and you're going to end up where you're supposed to end up.
So let's say you've got somebody who comes to you and they want to start a club about whatever, and they ask, and they ask you to help them plan it out. What are the logistics and the steps of starting a new club on campus that you would tell them to pay attention to before you get rolling?
Depending on what the club is about, I would pay attention to the student body. Like, if you want to start a club, make sure it's something that the student body needs and they're actually going to be interested in. Most people don't want to go to a club where they have to listen to a lot of things, which is kind of another reason why I was kind of scared of starting Bean. But when you make it more interactive, they're more likely to come. And they love them some food. That's one way to get them to come. They love them some food. So I would definitely say pay attention to the student body and get close with your sponsors and kind of pay attention to who's actually listening to what you're talking about. So if you want to start, like, I know we have a club about we have aerospace club, and like that club, he literally loves airplanes. Zach Clark has the club, he loves airplanes. And when you see like other people be passionate about something, I think that'll drive you to start your own club. Like, if you're really passionate about something and you see that other people are passionate about it too, that's one way I would go about it. And logistics, like the hard things, that was hard. You have to look at things from everybody's perspective. Like, if you want to start, like another club I'm thinking about starting is a girls' confidence club. But you also can't start a club and not think about everybody's perspective. And you have to really watch what you say. Watch how you word things. Because some things can come off in a way that you don't really mean. And especially when it's coming to like mental health or like anything personal, then it can definitely come off wrong. And you meant no harm, but it did harm somebody. So I would definitely say just be careful and pay attention and know your true intentions, like yourself. Know what's your end goal and set like tiny goals to get to your big goal. Don't just be like, okay, I'ma do this today and then do it tomorrow. Kind of think on it and really develop it and make it intentional. Make your dreams come true. I guess if it's your dream to start a club, then make it come true the right way. Don't start it for the wrong reason. Start it for the right reason. Start it for the success of the student body. Make it to where it's something that can help this school become a better place.